Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is determined to finish off Hamas and finally end the war in Gaza. And he has support from top leaders here in the United States.
Meanwhile, Israel is responding to international outrage over the killing of a journalist in Gaza. The Israelis say he was part of the military wing of Hamas. Paul Petit brings us the story from Jerusalem.
With Israel's planned takeover of Gaza City, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the war is nearing its end.
Especially in these days of great victories against those who came to destroy us, as we stand before the end of the campaign and work to defeat the remainder of the Iranian Axis and free all of our captives.
With the support of President Trump, Netanyahu says he won't agree to any partial hostage deal. Trump believes more military pressure is needed to get Hamas to agree to anything. Meanwhile, Senator Lindsey Graham went on Meet the Press and says Hamas must be crushed.
Enough already. Destroy Hamas. Do to Hamas what we did to the Germans and the Japanese during World War II. Annihilate them and rebuild the Palestinian society like we did with Germany and Japan.
Israel is also dealing with international outrage over the killing of 5 journalists in an Israeli airstrike, including a prominent Al Jazeera reporter. The IDF says it has evidence he was a paid terrorist and cell leader, calling him a terrorist operating under the guise of a journalist. He's seen here taking a selfie with Hamas leaders.
Israel is stating that this was a journalist who has ties to Hamas, and we published those ties to Hamas back in October. So this is no new information for anyone. And more of the pictures and evidence that seems to be coming out shows that this journalist that had at least very strong connections to the main leaders of Hamas as well.
Meanwhile, more anti-Semitic attacks are taking place around the world. In Montreal, a Jewish-Canadian father was assaulted in front of his children. He was hospitalized and the suspect arrested. Israel President Isaac Herzog spoke with the father and said, "May you have a swift recovery in body and soul from this terrible ordeal. We are with you and we are here for you. The whole Jewish people stands with you." In Jerusalem, Paul Petit, CBN News.
Well, the world is slowly waking up to the biased coverage coming out of the Palestinian Authority and out of Gaza. Here's the reality on the ground. If you get access to those areas, so as a journalist, do you get access to Gaza? Do you get access to the West Bank? Do you get access to the areas under the Palestinian Authority control? In order to get that, you have to have favorable articles. You can't have a pro-Israel stance in anything you produce. And this is beyond just the Al Jazeera. This even goes to the Associated Press. There was one of their journalists who revealed editorial decisions being made on stories in order to leave out facts that would be favorable to Israel. So let's wake up to it and let's realize anything coming out of Gaza right now is suspect, and it's part of either the Gaza Ministry of Health or some other propaganda arm of Hamas. And in that, you're not getting the truth. The pictures are doctored, the stories are doctored, and unfortunately, the world seems to be buying the lie. And this ideology is spreading, and it's not just in Gaza anymore. Here's a fact you may not know. What's the #1 name for new baby boys in England, in Great Britain? Well, the #1 name is Yahya, after Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas who was killed. It's incredible to me that the ideology is persisting, that this phrase, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. That's a call for genocide. It's far more than a call for jihad. It's until Israel is eliminated from the map, they won't rest. That ideology just morphs, and whether you call it Hezbollah or you call it the Iranian Revolutionary Guard or you call it Fatah or you call it the PLO or the Popular Front, that ideology seems to be throughout the radical Muslim world, and it's just incredible to witness it in my life. And to see in the streets of Canada, the streets of the United States, Jews no longer safe. This is an outrage, and as Christians, it's now more than ever, we need to stand with Israel.